Happy Flag Day.
Hey, happy Flag Day.
121 years, or 120 years.
120 years.
Yeah. So thanks for letting us come out and interview you.
Oh, no problem. My pleasure. My pleasure. Good to see you, Ed.
So when I decided to do this, I knew I was going to have a short list of people to interview, and I definitely wanted you. But last week, when I decided to, call you up, and then when I hung up the phone, I was like, man, maybe I should move it back maybe another month, because I'm coming to you in bad shape and stuff. So I was kind of embarrassed and stuff. I was like,
you shouldn't be, man.
So I was like, man, maybe I should just push you back a month and then maybe start working out a little bit, and then when I get back to you, maybe I'd be a little bit better than what I am right now.
No, we start where we are. That's what's important. So
yeah.
That's the key to this journey. It's hard. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it.
Most of my adult life, it's been a struggle, man.
It's a struggle for everyone.
Which is why I'm grateful to people like you, and really appreciative of what you do. Especially where we're at as far as the territory.
Right.
94%. I think the last
report that came out.
Last statistic, 94% of us are obese. Right behind Nauru, and I know the United States is top 10 too, and Samoa might be top 10 too.
Yeah, so right now the most recent statistics I've seen is we're number 1 now.
Oh yeah?
So we beat out Nauru, beat out Tonga. Samoa, I believe, is number 5. Yeah. So they moved up. So we're actually top of the list now, the most obese nation in the world, and now we're also number 1 as of last year. Late last year, we became number 1 obese in diabetes. So
that's not numbers to be.
No, not at all. Yeah. Dangerous actually for our community. As small as we are, under 60,000 population, and our generation, and most of our people are now dying younger than we used to.
Yeah, I know. Growing up, they said men expect to live about 71, women 73.
So, yeah, you're in the 70s.
Yeah,
and even prior to that generation, it was in the 80s.
Right.
And before that generation was in the hundreds, 90s to 100s. Which both my grandma were out. They passed away after they turned 96, 95, 96. So.
Oh, that's a blessed life. Both my grandmothers passed away in 80s.
Yeah. So as you see now, now it's going lower and lower. So life expectancies for our Polynesian people, especially for us Samoans, it's a lot lower now than previously.
Well, I know there's a lot of people in our generation that I'm one of them, and then there's a lot of people in the generation up from us and behind us. It's it doesn't look too good.
No.
But how we always talk about flattening the curve for COVID. I guess there's nowhere else to go but down.
Down, right.
And with help, from people like you, that wonderful lady down in Utule, she got her program on the beach side.
Yeah, SPW.
The couple down the block, they got their gym going, and of course you got TJ's Fitness, and the new one that just opened up, Evolve, I think.
Evolve.
And especially the ones that's been doing Zumba for us.
Yeah, so
and
Erica and her team.
Yeah, they've been doing it for a while now. Longer.
Joe and Wheeler with 21 Day Fix.
And the Taibo
instructors.
Morrison,
her and her mom. Yeah, I think the mom moved to Samoa, and she's still doing it.
Right, Shanette's mom. But thanks to people like you, and I guess you can see, we're a lot more healthier as far as being more conscious about it.
Right.
More people are walking and stuff. So, that's looking good. So, hopefully we'll just have to take this L, for our generation.
Right.
And just, just hope the next generations that come up are just going to be more conscious about it. I remember we had a Subway back when I first came.
Yeah, that's true.
They're a little bit ahead of their time, and maybe if they waited a few more years and then
come back. Even if they come back now, I think people are more aware, and you're right, that we're more health conscious now than we were before.
Right.
And especially with the issues we're having now, a lot of us are struggling with a lot of issues now: diabetes, hypertension. Of course, gout has been here a while, but it's getting worse now. Mm-hmm. And just being able to move around and feel like you're able to walk up a flight of stairs without heavy breathing or pausing to take a breath. Those things are you're like, wow, I used to do this when I was in high school, or maybe, it's like this was not a thing that didn't faze me, but now at you're 30 or 40 years old now, you're like, man, this is actually harder than it used to be.
Yeah.
But it's because most of us have neglected our health for so long. We've neglected it. We weren't aware of what was going on. We just kind of like, hey, I'm young. And I was in the same boat. You've seen my photos,
I've seen
right?
your pictures.
I was
Yeah,
over
you got
310 pounds.
Right.
I was over 310 pounds. And, you know, I was maybe 31, 32 years old. I had 2 young kids at the time. And, you know, I was just thinking, hey, man, I'm invisible, you know. And after work, I'd sit down, eat, you know, whatever I wanted, fried chicken,
Right.
with our favorite mayo and ketchup that we mixed together, and dip it in there and eat it with rice, you know.
I actually learned that when I came here to the ACC
Yeah.
back in the 90s. I was like, man, I couldn't believe like people were using mayonnaise like that.
Mayonnaise and ketchup. It was just a local thing.
In Hawaii, that mayonnaise was, you know, wasn't like that. I come here and they're killing like half a big jar in like
exactly.
one city.
The whole thing, dump it on there and fried chicken. so yeah, very dangerous. At the time, you know, I was thinking of it, was like, yeah, it tastes good. I mean, it's, you know, it's enjoyable. You drink soda, and then after that, you eat like ice cream and cake or ice cream and cookie. I mean, you know, sit in front of the TV and watch your favorite movie. It's always TV shows. So, and then after a few years, I realized, man, I mean, I'm getting more and more. I can't move as much as I used to. At work, I was tired. You know, I was feeling like, and then at night, my wife's like, hey, there's something wrong with you. You're like certain times at night, you know, you're like waking up and then you fall back to sleep and you not even aware of it. And she was trying to get me to go to the doctor, but I was like, nah, I'm young, you know, 30 years old, no need to see doctors. And I think for my generation, our generation, most of us don't like going to the hospital, right? Yeah. We ignore it until it becomes really, really serious. Which then one night, my journey started one night when I was sleeping. Maybe right early in the morning, like 2 a.m. My wife just shook me real hard. She woke me up. She freaked out. I just woke up and she was like crying. I was like, what happened? What happened? I thought maybe the kids were in trouble, maybe the house was on fire. She's like, no, I thought you were dead. I was like, what? She said, yeah, I thought you were dead. You weren't breathing for a long period of time. Yeah. And so that's like, you know, something kind of clicked in my mind. I was like, I don't understand. You know, but to her, that's what happened because she was like, you know, watching me not breathing for a long period of time. Right. I didn't know what it was, but afterwards I found out it was sleep apnea, which I think a lot of us here suffer from, and without knowing that it's sleep apnea. And there's studies now showing that you can actually die in your sleep because of sleep apnea if you don't take care of it. So my wife forced me next morning to go see the doctor. Of course, I've been ignoring her all this time. She's like, no, you're not going to work. So she called my boss and told my boss he's not coming to work, he's got to go to the hospital or to see the doctor. So she took me to the doctor, and you know, the nurse comes out, they do your vitals, like, okay, wait here, the doctor will be in a little bit. So I waited. While I was waiting for about maybe 5 or 10 minutes, you know, my mind started to think about, you know, my future, my kids are young, and you know, maybe I need to make a change. But it didn't really hit me until the doctor walked in, looked at my stats, my vitals, and looked at me, looked at his vitals again, looked at me and says, you're pre-diabetic and you got high blood pressure, and I'm going to prescribe medication. You know, I mean, I don't blame them. That's what doctors do. So he started writing this medication out. Okay, I want you to go around the corner and get your medication. Make sure you take it every day, and then come back and see me in a month. We'll see if we need to adjust your medication. And so while he was talking about that, something clicked in my mind. I was thinking, man, I'm too young to be taking medication. Mind you, I hate pills. Any kind of pills, I hate those things. I'm like, man, I got to do something. My kids are young, I'm young, my wife's young. I mean, if something happens to me, who's going to take care of them, you know? So the whole time he was talking, he went off on some other things. 5 minutes or so, I didn't hear a word he said. I was in my own zone, completely somewhere else. And as soon as he was done, he's just handing me the paper, and then he says, okay, yeah, go get your medication, and then make sure you take it, and we'll see you in a month. As soon as I walked out the door, I tore it up and threw it in the trash.
I heard that before, and that was probably the most, that's the thing that I just remember, you know, you telling us that, you know, you basically had a choice, and then, you know, by doing that, you're just like kind of forcing yourself to, you know, be accountable and, you know, not have to depend on it. I remember when last year, when I decided to, you know, come check you out at the boot camp, I actually, you know, tried to watch what I was eating and, you know, exercise before I did fasting and stuff, and I actually took myself out for the meds. And, you know, I went through the whole boot camp, you know, 6 weeks, right?
Right, 6 weeks.
And, you know, I missed a couple, I think, you know, altogether. Like,
but you did really good.
I think I did all right too, you know.
You did really good.
But yeah, I went without the meds and stuff, and it didn't, you know, it didn't affect me like I thought it would. And it just got me thinking, and then hearing your story, like, you know, how much of this meds do we really need, you know? I've heard other stories with people like, you know, you shouldn't be taking those meds. I don't know if they're worried about us just being too dependent on it and just saying, oh, I can just, skate by and, just take my meds and I'll be okay and not change anything, right? Or if there's really something to it where, the meds might even not be as beneficial as people say they are. But, even now, I try to watch what I eat. I put on a little weight, during the quarantine, and I had more weight, during the holidays. But, I still, I'm not taking my meds, but I feel good. I remember what it was like not taking my meds before I met you, and I know there's a difference. So,
good. Yeah. Good on you. I'm proud of you. Like I told you, and everybody else that comes to SSY in this journey, it's hard.
So why don't you just explain what SSY is, and how it came about?
Sure, no problem. So when we moved back here, I already started my journey. We were living in Utah at the time. And what I did there was I completely changed. When I walked out, threw away tore up that prescription and threw it away. That was my turning point. I think everybody has a turning point. There's a wake up, and we call it, it's a wake up moment for you. You got to wake up and start realizing that your health is really your greatest wealth. Without it, you can't do well. Maybe you can't even do the work that you're doing now. You can't feed your family. You can't support your family. When you come home, you're tired, not enough time to play with your kids. Most of the time when I was at that level, I would just come home, my kids want to play, and I was just like, oh, daddy's tired, I worked really hard, but I have a desk job. I don't work that hard, but it was just an excuse because I was just too fat, really. I was just too fat and lazy. But so when I went on that journey, it took me about 2 years to get down to lose over 100 pounds. All right, so it's not a fast fix. It's not like something's like, oh, I'm going to go on a fast diet. I'm going to lose 100 pounds in 6 months. It's possible you can do it.
We know somebody who's done it.
Yeah, we know already have a friend here that's done it. Our man Alex has done it through SSY and what he's learned. Yeah. And the challenge I give people is that, sure, you can do it, but the more important thing is just keep it off. Right. That's the challenge. Most people can lose the weight, but most people also gain it back. And when it comes back with a vengeance. Yeah. And you'll end up even heavier than previously. So I always try to teach people with Slimmer, Stronger You, when we started this program about 3 years ago, that it's start with your mindset. Because everything happens in our life, nothing happens in your life unless it first goes through your mind. Right. So if you can be aware of what's going on, being aware of what's causing you to overeat, what's causing you to reach for the chips versus reaching for the apple or the isi or any of those fruits and vegetables, just you could catch yourself and just pause for a second. Why am I eating this food? Why am I eating the cookies and the ice cream versus eating something healthier? Most of us are not aware because we're so used to reaching for that we don't stop for a second. And I call it pause for your holy cause. And you've heard this before. Yeah. You gotta find your holy cause, the super why. My why was my family. I had to, my kids were young, my wife was young, I was young. I was like, there's no way I'm doing anything stupid that's gonna cause me to lose, my responsibility as a father to provide for my family. Right. So whatever your why is, for most of us, it's our dear loved ones. For some of the people that come through boot camp, it's for their parents. They're like, my mom told me I don't want to bury her. So that was like, bam, it woke them up. They're like, I want you to be around to take care of me. So those types of things. So you have to have a holy cause. What's your super why? So when we started Slimmer, Stronger You, when I first started off about 3 years ago, I just had that thought. It was like, man, I should share what I learned in my journey and help our community. We were already living here, and then the news came out. We were #1 in obesity, and then now we're #1 in diabetes. So I was like, I need to do something. So an inspiration came to me. A divine intervention says, you need to share your story. And I was ignoring it for a time. I was like, I don't think anybody's going to listen to me. Right. I mean, I'm just a dude, I just grew up in this island and left, came back. Nobody's going to listen. But man, as soon as I listened, I was like, I gave up my pride and said, no, all right, I'm just going to share my story. Right. And I came out and I started this. We met over at, when we started this off, we were meeting at the stadium, like once on Saturday morning. We just do some exercises and I shared what I learned. The process, and I developed this into a 5 daily deposits that I've taught. And I gave a talk on that you already saw. It's out there, and so it started from there. And then my wife had this idea that we needed to have our own little space, so we got this a year ago, and now we're here at Slimmer, Stronger You, and we've helped many members of our community come through and help them go through this journey. So it's been a blessing for us, and we're really happy that you're able to come through on that 6-week boot camp, and we teach the same process. So it's a challenge, but it's worth it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I came. I was kind of hesitant, but Alex, seeing Alex's journey, I had nothing else to lose. What's it gonna hurt?
Exactly.
And yeah, the people I got to meet, you know, in the morning session, real good people. I mean, in the evening session were real good people. You know, they're really supportive. I was really appreciative of that. And even those 2 sessions when I went in the morning, those guys were. But the funny thing is, like the evening session where I was in, it was just me and another guy, right?
Right.
King, and he's a beast.
Yeah.
And then everybody else was women, right? So you go to the morning one, it's the opposite. Everybody, you know, it's all guys and maybe a couple women, and you can feel the difference, right? There's real testosterone in the morning, right? The loud music, you know. So that was cool.
It was quiet.
Yeah, more mellow. Everybody's just, you know, doing what they're supposed to be doing. But, you know, same thing in the morning. All love from the people that I met, you know, during the morning sessions. And that's one of the things I took when I stopped. It's just, you know, there's a lot of people, you know, that I met that, you know, just were really supportive. You know, it's a journey for all of us. Right. You know, and sometimes you slip like me. And, you know, part of me coming to you again is like, hopefully this will motivate me to get back on. Yeah. You know, now I'm seeing you face to face, you know, somebody who tried to help me out. And I'm putting on camera and stuff. So, you know, time to get back on it.
Randy, we're always here. Yeah. You know, we have a Facebook page online. We offer a lot of free information. You know, we have our group here that you're welcome anytime.
Yeah,
you know, you have my number. You can message or call. We're here to help our community as best we can. And what I've learned is, like you said, if you have that super why, your holy cause, really it's going to change. It's going to be the game changer, whatever it is for you. It could be your family, it could be anything. But you really got to find that, because most people who start on this journey, they just do it, oh, I just want to lose weight, or I want a 6-pack abs. For what? I don't know, just so I can look good.
Right.
But then when they hit the first wall, guess what? They'll quit. Like, it's not worth it. I'll just go back and eat my ice cream and cake. You know, it's
or be
hard.
like me and just hope that, you know, science and medicine catches up.
That's right.
And just scroll down hoping you'll find somebody, oh, they discovered a cure for diabetes. No, stem cells is going to help you with your heart.
Yeah, oh, they found the pill you can take and lose all the weight.
You know, every day I'm checking, you know. It'll be a lot easier.
Yeah, but see, working hard change is hard, right? Yeah. But I always tell the story of a Lion King. It was a Rafiki that went and found Simba, and then Simba was complaining, oh, it's hard, and then he hit him in the head with this stick and says, change is good. Yeah. So change is hard, but change is good. So we got to learn that. We got to learn that, to be aware of it, and then just bring ourselves back to reality and say, look, I got to do something for myself. If we want to change our community, it has to start with us. It has to start with you. It has to start with me. It has to start with everybody. I couldn't teach this without me going through this process and gaining all that weight and then losing it and then keeping it off. This is my 11th year anniversary of losing over 100 pounds. So I've been like this for over 11 years. And I can tell people that, look, what we teach is Slimmer, Stronger You, not only going to get you to lose the weight, get slimmer and stronger, but to stay that way for life. And that's why we say SSY for life. It's for you. You could be slimmer and stronger for life. Right? And we don't want you to gain all the way back and go reverse yourself and go get sick again. Right. That's not the purpose of this. And that's why I'm proud of you. I'm proud of Alex. Alex has been a great success for us, a success stories for the community. He's lost almost 200 pounds and he's kept it off now. He's been with us for almost 2 years now. And that's the challenge for all of us. So it's hard, but it's worth it.
I wanted to ask one thing. You did a TED Talks.
Yeah.
Right? This was about a year ago. Right?
Yeah, it's almost
October.
Coming up on that's right.
Do you remember how much people were doing it? It was about 6 or 7 of you, right?
Yeah, it was about 6 of us.
Right. There's only 2 guys.
It was me, 3. It was the professor from...
yeah, but he was on the video. He wasn't there, right?
Professor from UH. He came, he was there.
Was he there?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was the last one. He was the last speaker.
And so it's you, Robert, and then there's supposed to be Kenneth, right?
Yeah, right.
So one thing that caught my mind, forgetting about that guy, the professor, right? I didn't really pay attention to him. But the 3 of you had Ken gone up, right? It just crossed my mind that 3 of you guys are members of the Mormon church and stuff.
Oh.
And I just sat there for a minute.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, and I was like, you know, is this a coincidence or is there something to it?
Well, the church does, the Latter-day Saint Church, people know it as Mormonism, it teaches a lot about self-reliance and taking care of not only your health, but being able to
it's not like, I don't know how the Cancer Coalition did it, and good for them, hopefully they'll do another one, but it's not like they just, you know, gave your church, right, the opportunity.
No,
right?
no, it was
island-wide, it's just, you know, funny that, you know, the 3 of you here on island were able to be the ones
They're actually doing it again. They have an open application right now till the end of the month. So if anybody out there wants to go do it, they can do it. So.
Okay. So I'm not just, bringing up the church because of whatever.
Right.
It's just one of those things that just crossed my mind. And I was thinking, maybe you guys are just built for that. I mean, you guys are probably just used to getting out there, right?
Yeah,
your
so,
mission.
Right. So all three of us serve missions. We're out there knocking on doors for 2 years.
And you're
so
doing it for free, right?
Right.
TED Talk. So you guys, I was thinking, well, maybe because, most of them went through the Boy Scouts and they're used to serving and stuff. And, that's just, their deal and stuff. But
what you're doing now is it's just getting outside of your comfort zone. A lot of us are stuck in our comfort zone. Like for you, like when you reached out to me and says, hey, I'm doing a podcast, I was like, yes, do it. I was like, I'm excited for you. I'm also doing one, right? So I'm getting started.
There's over 1 million now in the.
Yeah, there's so many of them out there, but it's just that people just sit there and say, oh, I don't think I can do that. But then you're just denying yourself of the opportunities. Whether 1 or 2 people listen to you or 500 or.
Well, as long as my daughter listens,
just invite all your friends out there, right?
Anybody else is gravy, but as long as my daughter is watching and she'll have something to look back and even just laugh about it.
But see, that's the beauty of it. And that's why I'm so proud of you for doing this, because it takes a lot for people to break out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, it's hard for me. I don't like I watched the video last week. I'm like feeling so cheesy and stuff. I don't like the voice. I don't like the.
But that was your first episode, right? So you're looking at this, and then imagine after the 100th episode, what's going to happen?
Get through this first 6, and then we'll see what happens.
So that's the thing though. We're like imagining things that are not true in our mind, right? So that's why I teach people mindset number 1, Slimmer Stronger You. I teach people about mindset. You have to change your minds before you can change your body. And in order for you to change your mind, you just got to break out of being you. You got to change wherever you are stuck right now. You got to get out of that comfort zone. Break that out. Pop the bubble you're in and move forward. And that's why a lot of us right now, we quarantine. A lot of our friends, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I gained 30 pounds in 30 days. All right? And you're like, I didn't even pay attention. But because they were in that bubble, they're like, oh, everything kind of threw them off course. They got out of the routine of waking up on time early and going to work. Now they're staying home. The kids are stuck at home. Like the whole routine is messed up.
Well, ironically, the only thing I got better at is cooking. I had been working on my hana and stuff, and I decided to just be a better cook.
Well, hopefully you still follow our Slimmer Stronger You rules.
I'm trying. It's a struggle,
No soda. It's hard, right? So no soda real quick. S stands for no sugar. Of course, no soda. Soda's bad for you guys. Don't drink soda. It's bad for your health.
I'm pretty sure we all know the basics. It's just a matter of doing it.
Right. A lot of people know what to do, but they don't do it. And the reason because it's all in their mindset.
It's a lot easier though.
It's a lot easier to just say, oh man, I like watching that guy doing his stuff and then eating chips. Versus I'm going to do it for myself. So you got to break out of the habit of being you. Because being the old you is what's keeping you stuck where you're at. Look forward to the future. That's why I teach the Slimmer Stronger You. You imagine in your mind what future you want. At the end of the year, what do you want to look like? I want to lose 50 pounds by the end of the year. I want to be slim and strong. And then you imagine that you, and it's going to take you there. But if you keep thinking about, I can't believe I'm 300 pounds or 400 pounds, now you're stuck in the past. Now your actions are going to keep taking you back to the same results over and over every day.
Well, hopefully we're not going to be here next year and I'm apologizing for being out of shape. So we'll take care of that.
The new you, my friend. The new you. You got
well, every day, it's a blessing when you're able to wake up and, get another shot at life and stuff.
See, I love that perspective because a lot of people don't really think about that. They're like, for me, I wake up every morning and I thank God I'm still alive. Who knows? I could die tomorrow, or even tonight or today. I'll walk outside and get run over by something. I'm not a very churchy person, but I'm appreciative. Some people might think, it doesn't believe in shit. No, you believe in something. You're here, right? It's important also to believe in some supreme being, whether it's God or whoever you believe in. I'm a firm believer in God, and you know that. Yeah. Like my whole faith is in God because I know that everything I have is from Him. And so this program, like I was inspired to do, he told me to go do it. And I told him no several times. And no one's going to listen to me. Who am I, right? And then he smacked me around a few times and bam, I'm here, I'm doing it. And now we're helping people. Same thing with you. Some voice in you says, go out and do your podcast. You're like, no one's going to listen to me. I hate my voice. Look at me. I'm this and that. Yeah. But bam, you're doing it. So there's always some power. We got to believe in a power that's more supreme than ours. That's what guides us to where we need to go. I believe each one of us has a purpose. My purpose right now, not just one purpose, several purposes. But I'm trying to fulfill my purpose of helping our community, help them reverse obesity, You're fulfilling your purpose of coming out and interviewing me and getting this word out, and other people too, not just me, but you're fulfilling a purpose. You see, there's a higher purpose for us here on this earth. If all of us were just here just to live, eat, and die, what's the use?
Right.
Right? But if you believe in a supreme being, you have a purpose higher than yourself, and you're going to live a great life.
We'll end it on that. But before we stop, I just want to just make a disclaimer and stuff. As far as those of you guys who are taking your pills and stuff, don't stop.
Don't stop.
That's just me being
Don't
stupid.
stop.
Talk to your doctor.
Yeah.
If the doctor found out I stopped taking my pills, they probably have a shit.
He's going to come after him.
Yeah,
please
like,
don't stop.
yeah.
Right? See your doctors first. If you need help, come out. We're here to help.
Don't
you
do
out.
what I do. Just
Eat healthy
keep it
food.
like that.
So real quick advice to everybody. If you want to lose weight, the fastest way to do it is to start by eating real food from nature. Just like our ancestors.
I'm sure we all know that. It's just a matter of
That's why we started the Polynarian movement, right? The Polynarian diet, the Polynesian diet, just exactly.
waiting for the cookbook.
Yep, it's coming. It's coming, my friend. It's coming. So, awesome.
All right. Well, enjoy the rest of the 5-day weekend, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on your show, brother. Look forward to the 100th episode. We'll do a celebration. So remember, this is only the beginning, my friend.
Yeah,
This is
we'll
only
see.
the beginning.
I appreciate it.
All right, Ed. Thank you. Thank you for having me on. Take care.
Cool. I guess this is where we stop.